Silence of the lambs. You offer us up like helpless lambs to be slaughtered. We who line this street in shameful alleys to beg for services at my sister's place. From mean girl witches, spiteful and bitter because they are forced to serve us. We, you tell yourselves, are nobodies. You look away when you step over us, happily immune to our painful existence, believing your life's challenges are more important than ours. You leave us, broken and helpless, to be ignored, threatened, mocked, robbed, raped, and beaten as prey. Pray for the very wolves that you have indoctrinated by childhood sexual sacrifice, pledged to Satan. When he attacked me at these very gates, I warned you. And like all the other times I have delivered God's message, ignored and mocked, I warned you he would do it again. He sleeps at the archdiocese, I said, yet you enabled him, all the while ignoring and smiling while secretly throwing stones and hiding your hands. You worship false gods like Donald Trump, working in the shadows to destroy me and God's people who power your vast Illuminati empires, the ones you built on the backs of slaves. You worship in this temple, professing to care for the poor and needy, casting 50s into the collection basket for all to see. Then you step over us with scorn as you walk back to your expensive cars and luxury townhouses. I get so tired saying, I told you so. Just once, I wish someone would heed God's messages. But you do not. 5 days after I was attacked, another victim was attacked on the steps of the archdiocese as she slept. Thankfully, the BPD didn't ignore us. He was arrested, but it could have been avoided if you listened to God. We are the victims of your demon-possessed victims, the altar boys, now old and gray, that your priest bred. Thanks to the bravery of my spirit daughter, the man known as Terry is being held in a Warren jail, awaiting extradition to elsewhere. We are still cold in the streets, begging for water, shelter, compassion, and finding no refuge. But God sees all. He sees all your evil deeds and knows the blackness of your hearts. You bear the mark of the beast you serve, and for those who don't, your name can be written in God's book of life. But you must accept this gift with a full heart. God's children serve him because they choose to serve him, and the blood of Jesus is the ticket to heaven. We must accept with grace and humility, and it is meant for all. It is not a secret society, club, or fraternity. It is not a church you must pay dues toward to remain a member. It is not a prison or jail where you are beaten and treated like an animal. It is not a church where you are threatened with shunning and excommunication if you blab their dark secrets. It is not a gang like the Bloods, Crips, or Masons who mark you for destruction should you choose to rat on the sins of a brother. It is not a family coven of mob bosses, hitmen, drug mules, and peddlers of human flesh who go to these basilicas, confess in these confessionals, and leave the burden of sin to be borne by a man here on the earth, to be kept hidden in his soul until it destroys him. And then he succumbs to his demons, and the evil pattern repeats and multiplies. God will deliver his children from modern-day slavery, which is human trafficking. You who used us to build your empires will be hiding in caves as judgment draws nigh. Read Matthew 25 and consider this as you step over us on your way to Mass this morning. By L.E. Starr, prophet, poet, activist, and spiritual healer. I am on day 11 of my protest, and on my little board it says, time to send another Masonic Candyman.